Lesson 16. In this lesson we introduced two new notes, a high B, which is our first finger and thumb, and a high C, which is no fingers and our thumb. We also introduced cut common time, which is this feeling of 2 in a bar even though there's 4 beats. Exercise 1. As this exercise is in cut common, I will only be counting in 2. So 1, 2, ready, play. Also, notice that there are 2 new notes. Now your B will sound something like this. And your C will be something like this. Now these notes can be particularly squeaky and really out of tune. So to get them in tune, make sure you've got a tuner, but more importantly, relax. We do not want to be biting, and when we tense, we bite down. So we need to relax that. Yes, we want to be firm on the left and right of our mouth, but top and bottom, we actually want to be really loose. Exercise 1. 1, 2, 1. In exercise 2, we're moving between these half notes or the minims and the whole notes or the semi-breathes. So again, because we're in cut common, we've only got 2 clicks or 2 pulses per bar, which means that a minim is going to be 1 click. It's a little bit tricky to start off with, but our first exercise is basically going to be da, 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 da. So you'll notice a minim or a half note is 1 click, and then the semi-brief or the whole note is 2 clicks. So let's experiment with the different rhythms in cut common time. Exercise 2. 1, 2, 1. Exercise 3. Now you'll notice we suddenly have quarter notes, but we're going to be playing them as if they're 1/8 notes. Or we have crotchets, but we want to be playing them like they're quavers. So bar 2 has this 1 and 2 and feel to it. So even though there's 4 beats in a bar, because we've only got 2 pulses, we want that end. Exercise 3. 1, 2, 1. Now another way to make sure that your high notes have a really beautiful sound is to think about the amount of space inside your mouth. We want to be lifting that soft palate. Now that's the bit in the top of your mouth that lifts when you yawn. We also want to make sure that our tongue is out of the way, so drop it down to the bottom of your mouth. And one other thing to think about is your throat. Make sure it's open. Imagine you're singing a high note. When you sing high notes, you open your throat. We want that same sensation when we're playing clarinet. Exercise 4. Now we're just continuing with those half notes and those quarter notes, except there's a lot more of them. So let's give it a go. 1, 2, 1. Exercise 5. Now, the most notable thing, other than the high notes, is that suddenly we're incorporating these ties. Now, in case you've forgotten, ties tie notes of the same pitch together. So you'll notice that first bar, leading into the second bar, we have an F tied to an F, which means we now have a 5-beat F. We do not rearticulate, we do not retongue that second F. So you're going to have a da rather than a da, da. So make sure that you're tying those two notes together so it sounds like one really long 5-beat note. And in exercise 5, we have a new note. Now, just be careful and take note that we're looking at a B flat as opposed to a B natural. At the start of the page, the note that we had to learn was a B natural, and that was just your thumb and first finger. Now we have a B flat, so we want our A fingering, and we want to use our side trill key, and that there will give you a B flat. Now, it should sound something like this. It's another high note, but it's a little bit lower than the other two that we've been working on. Exercise 5. 1, 2, 1.